Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and got the last path of Variant 5 Blood and Venom, Chapter 3.1. This has Backup Recovery and Redoubled Determination on this path. And so for this first one, it's got the Sentinel, and so I plan to bring in Venom the Duck. VtD is really good here because he's not going to apply bleeds, obviously, because Sentinel is he's bleed immune. But because of that, he switches his bleeds over to be the passive degens, which is nice. So I don't have to worry about the extra power gain that would come from the redoubled determination. So the idea here is to get some good L2s off, see if I can't get any good buffs banked, and kind of just go to town on him. So it's a pretty straightforward fight. There I banked Fury. I missed which first buff that I banked, but with only the parry giving him a little bit of extra power here and there, this is just a pretty standard fight again, and it's got that backup recovery. So once you get him to 50%, just be aware of that power gain. Make sure you don't have him close to an L3, otherwise you're gonna get roasted. So yeah, this fight's going okay. I took a hit towards the beginning. There's some chip damage. Hoping to get, a regen, a fury, and a power gain. That's kind of the ideal setup, I believe, to first start out to get those first 3 buffs banked. And here's a regen. You can see with that that's Symbiote mitosis, it made that armor up buff last longer and kind of lapped over into that the regen. So I'm getting close to getting this Sentinel down. So I know I got my buffs banked. Basically just trying to bait out L1s, and I'm doing medium light mediums to minimize the analysis that gets built up. Yeah, with this toxic armor now, he's going to go down, I think, pretty quick here and get him knocked out. So I took some chip damage, took a little hit towards the beginning, but Sentinel's down. Not a tough fight to start off the path. The next fight is going to be Namor. So here, Namor, you just gotta watch out for his outrage or whatever it's called. I don't have Namor. I'm looking for him and trying to get him from the mutant skill crystals. But here I'm just gonna bring in Doom, I believe it looks like, and yeah, be able to power control him even if he gets to L3. Have my L1 ready, power drain him, and I'm trying to minimize his power gain from the shocks that I apply, just by doing a quick medium and then a heavy, which can get some pretty decent damage. And then once I get him into a, I tried to get him into an L2 power range and then steal that and get up to an L2. And there I took a hit to the face, and man, look at those bleeds. That's just ticking away. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Now he gets to his outrage. So he can't get to L3. He's not going to be able to get to L3. So here I'm just going to try to be very, very aggressive and pound away at him. I'm trying to keep his power bar from dropping back to 0, which basically will reset his normal power gain. But here you can just kind of just keep being very, very aggressive. I steal some of it, and we're just going to keep going. But look at that regen. And that was, I believe that was from the Backup Recovery. I'll have to look back at that. Yeah, I looked back at that. That was, I just hit the 50%, and I think because I was power draining him with my L1, it caused the regen to kick in. And that was quite a bit of regen, but that's okay. Doom will get it back, and yeah. So this fight, I don't know. This whole lane wasn't too bad. There was the Warlock that's going to be coming up. I think I go in with Venom the Duck, and I think I'm going to die mainly because of the degen that he has. And I get a regen buff up, and then you're infected. And yeah, he degens you and quite significant. But here, I think this is going to finish him off with this L3. If not, it's going to be really close. Yeah, so I just would definitely keep an eye at 1%. Boom, dead. Just keep an eye on your power gain that you're getting from the Redoubled Determination, and shouldn't be too bad. So here, I'm about to roll up onto this Warlock, but it was super late this night. I'm just checking, like, is there anything I can do? I'm like, no. So here I'm calling it for the night. I think I move up one more spot once that minute comes around, but go to bed, wake up, and boom, now we're next in the morning, and we're going to fight this Warlock. And again, so I'm going to go in with Venom the Duck, have him built up a little bit. I was like, should I go in with Doom? Decided to go in with Venom the Duck, thinking that I could get him down, get some toxic armor on him, and it would work. But if you look, so I have a crit, a fury, and a regen, and with that infection that's going to get on once you get the 20 virus charges, that can be somewhat problematic because the regen is quite long, and yeah, it can take away a lot of your health. So here we got an L2 up, and we get the toxic armors, and I'm trying to bait out his special 2, and I totally missed the dex there. So I'm like, oh crap, I'm like, how long can I last? And boom, I get infected, and then the next buff that comes up is a regen, and I'm dead. So that fight was gonna go a lot better. Yeah, totally just missed that dex at the end in the corner on that L2, and just ruined it. But I took off like half, so I'm like, okay, I'll go with Doom, finish him off. Shouldn't be too bad. Doom is shock immune, which is good. I'm not going to be healing, so I don't have to worry about that degen. Won't have to worry about the willpower because I can't get shocked, and if I push into L2, I won't get armor broke. So willpower will not trigger in this fight. And yeah, and here I'm just trying to bait out some just. I'm like, ah, man. I was trying to bait out the L2. I didn't feel like I was going to get to L3. And I don't know why I didn't go to L3 after that, but it's just garbage. Garbage play. So we're at 9%. I launched an L2 off, and I don't know, I'm just missing blocks, missing parries here. And I'm just going to try to burn them to the ground, I think, with L2s. And hopefully survive. Look at that heavy. That heavy was pretty massive. But it's almost down. He's at 15%. I'm at 6. I do close this out. But yeah, definitely just terrible fighting against Warlock. But yeah, we're gonna finish this lane. It'll be all right. So boom, there he's dead. I got 3%, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to Night Thrasher, and I think I go again against Night Thrasher with Claire. Yeah, so Night Thrasher, he is immune to Incinerate. So I'm pretty sure I just push to go over to the Hellfire mode at some point, and if I don't, I can't even remember this fight, but the ideal situation for Claire here would be to push into Incinerate mode and then use that immunity to get power gain and lots of L2s to get the massive energy damage. Yeah, it looks like that's what I'm doing. So there we go, he's at 30% down, 70% left, and I should be doing heavies. I'm trying to bait out this special because he is immune to Incinerate. I should be ending those combos with mediums. There, I did it on that time. Yeah, but a couple L2s and this dude's gonna just burn to the ground. I'm not sure why I'm not doing heavies. I should be. Oh, here we go. I think it kicked in. Like, dude, what am I doing? Because a 20 clairvoyant charged L3, it hits pretty hard. So I got 2 more, and I'm gonna get off this L1. Every once in a while you can just throw a heavy out away from the defender and you have the range to not get hit. Kind of a little bit risky, but it can work. I don't do it there, but here's an L3, boom. Let's see how much damage that was. 34k, so that was good. So now here's trying to race back to an L2. I should just be doing parry heavy, and I'm not, which is wasting some time. There we go, to get back to that L2, and if I do it here with Death Touch active, boom, dead. Yeah, definitely could be played better, but Night Thrasher is down, and now we got Luke Cage, and I'm pretty sure I go in with Claire again and try to stay in bleed mode because he's immune to that. I'm gonna get the power gain. I think I'm gonna get some big L3s off, and if I need an L2 I can heal some. So yeah, I mean, look at that, every heavy you get 3 charges, tons of power gain. Yeah, so Claire is a good option even with the class disadvantage. Boom, I'm at 20 stacks. Gonna let him throw a special. And am I gonna fire my special? Come on, just fire it. There we go. Make sure you fire it when he doesn't have his indestructible available, because that would really suck. Boom, so that took off a chunk. Let's see, 36k, it's a lot of damage. And then just keep cycling that back through. I probably could have, I do. I throw an L2, I got Death Touch active, get pretty much healed almost all the way back up. And I'm pretty certain I'm gonna just go back to an L3 and get that 36k damage with the 20 charges. And am I gonna throw a special after he throws his? Pretty sure that's the plan. Not sure why I went to wait for a parry stun, but he should be coming out of this stunned. So the damage, again 36k. That did push him for the backup recovery, so that should have mitigated a little bit of the power gain, because I have, what mastery is it? Can't think of which one it is here. I'm getting the L2 off after I get smacked in the face, and he gets the indestructible and totally mitigates a huge chunk of the regen that I would have got because I had death touch up. And I think from here on out, I just kept on spamming the L2s, and probably the better way to go than to go into L3, because the L3 would have taken off a big chunk of damage, and I'm pretty sure I could have only gotten one L2. I think I'm going to try to get 3 here, so even with the death touch active, it would have healed me double potentially. But I think I'm going to try to get 3 off. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, or that at least was the plan. Alright, so he fires, and I just get to an L2, and I get a little bit off. So, not terrible, but yeah, did get hit, lost a chunk of health. Could definitely be played better. Alright, now we got Mysterio. Mysterio, not the biggest fan of fighting him because basically both of his specials kind of can get annoying with the miss and the power drain. So I'm going to go in with Claire, and I'm pretty certain I die. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I don't do well in this fight at all. I do switch to poison to get the extra power gain from the poison immunity. Then you have to wait out this damage reflection stuff, which can kind of get annoying, and sometimes he just goes crazy with the heavy. He's got a kind of a weird AI behavior. Yeah, and then I miss a block, a parry, and I die when I had an L3 ready. So that sucked. So I'm going to go back in with Symbiote Supreme. I'm going to try to finish him off, and looking at the video, looks like I don't finish him off, which is unfortunate because I only have Symbiote Supreme and it was like a 2% Doom left with Venom. But Venom can get the solo on the Cosmic Spidey, Spider-Man symbiote. And I was thinking I was going to be able to get this done. I do have to watch out for the Redoubled Determination. Boom, I get hit by a heavy. I think I get hit by a heavy several times in this fight. But yeah, he just, I don't know, Mysterio kind of has a weird AI sometimes where he just like spams heavies. And it does have a decent reach, so if you aren't ready for it, you will get smacked, and you can get poisoned from it as well. If he has his gas chemical charge up. So here I'm going to throw off an L3. I'm going to activate all my phases for Symbiote, and should be able to get some good bleed damage off. But he's almost at L3, so I got to wait it out because he's getting that extra power gain, and he's just spamming the heavies. There, he throws an L2. I'm going to wait out so I don't miss the hits. And here we're going back in. I don't have any genetic potential, so I'm not getting any bleeds, and then I have to wait out this reflection timer. Yeah, and then I'm in the corner again. I gotta wait out the reflection timer, try to get myself some room, trying to just deck some of these heavies. Yeah, so there, he hits the 50% threshold. But I'm almost dead. Taking a few hits and some good block damage. But yeah, we're getting through this. kind of. Lots of bleeds there. Almost get him to an L3 again because of the Redoubled Determination. So I'm just kind of letting that just tick him away. Getting a little bit of willpower heal from the power drain. And then I activate the mitosis and I'm going in. He's almost dead. Look at that. 5 bleeds. And I run into a heavy. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just have issues with him and his heavies. So if you look at this, I got 2 guys left, Doom and Venom. So I'm like, okay, Venom can do this. Rank 4 Venom, going to work. I just need to make sure that I keep an eye on the power gain. Activate mitosis. And we're going in and finishes him off. Pretty easy. Venom's quite good, especially when you get the bleeds going. So now we're going on to the final fight. This is the final Cosmic Spidey. I haven't sold him yet. Going in with Venom. Don't have anybody left on my team really to do anything, so it's either solo or revive. And but here again, my strategy is to push him just before L1. Granted, I pushed him over. And then push him to an L2. And that will be a lot easier and you take a lot less damage from those L1s. Granted, I'm not doing it here. There we go. I push him to his L2. I activated mitosis, got a good heavy in, and then it's just rinse and repeat. Try to push him as much as I can. He's got that energize. He's got that kinetic transference. So I get to L1 and then I stop and then either try to get the intercept or a parry and a combo in and just keep pushing him to L2. Venom with that Clintard buff up, he can't be evaded by the Spider-Verse champ, so he's a really good option here. Because that spry and the evade, you'll just get wrecked if you don't have a way to get around that, which you can get around it a little bit with the mitosis. So here we're 50% down. I'm at 43%. It's looking pretty decent. We're about halfway, more than halfway there. Now I'm in the lead and we're going. I'm trying to be aggressive and get them to L2. The bleeds are putting in some really good work. And yeah, so there, stop to not push them to L1, activate mitosis, and then just go. Push them L2, counter it, easy to get your opening in there. Trying to get some intercepts, but he didn't participate in that part. Get him to L2 again. And this is the routine. This is the rhythm, just to push him to L2 and keep him there. And I'm in Assassin's mode. Bleeds are just kicking in strong. Boom, get the solo of Cosmic Spidey. So very stoked. It was the last attempt, but I got him. It was good because I didn't have anybody left on my team. But there we got chapter 3.1. It's all done now. Not too bad overall. Yeah, just thanks for sticking around and watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.